also a PAR lens, but it's different. I don't know if it's a medium or a wide. These aren't my lights. But the idea is it's got these dimples on it. And the different size of the dimples depends on how much the beam is going to spread out or be focused in. The more the dimples, the more spread out. The less, the more focused. That one had no dimples on it, and it would be a spot. This one, it would make a light bar, actually, because with these dimples set at the, they're bar shaped. Let me show you. They're bar shaped. Okay. And the funny thing is, when the light comes out of these, you'd think it'd be in the bar shape of it going like this. But it's not. It's actually turned 90 degrees and comes out like this. This, again, is a tungsten light. I don't know the wattage on it. It's probably 1,000. And it would be a bar of light that you could take and spin and would have good theatrical applications. Okay, that's it. However, Fresnel is different, a lot different. And a lot more the kind of light that I use. Let me show you the lens again on here. Now if you ran your finger across the front of this lens, you would feel it's ridged. It's concentric circles cut into one of those convex lenses. Sorry, doing the crotch thing again. Okay. Any idea what this kind of lens makes for a pattern of light? Not really, no. It's more of it takes the beam of light and makes it even. Every time it starts to focus, cut it off, cut it off, cut it off. Makes it an even spread of a light. So that's a Fresnel lens. Just wanted you to know that. One of my favorite lights, though. This one I like. Oh, I got the big ones? Yeah. And there's more types of lenses. Lights. Soon LED is going to be huge, more than it is now. And there's one of my personal favorites of a type of light is a fluorescent one. Kinoflow being the main green one. But here we have a light type known as an ellipsoidal. Anybody have heard of these or seen something like this before? I'll show you the camera. I haven't mentioned Kinoflow to anybody else. I really meant to do that. I'll do that after I finish this light. Okay, so this kind of light is a little bit special in that it takes a lens right from the bulb. I can barely show you. I'll show you. Try to show you. And then put that part back in. Okay. Anyway, in the back here, you can show this on camera. There is a spot for the bulb to go through, and around it is a metal reflector. The ones I have, the reflector's glass, which is dangerous because it can break easy. But this one happens to be a metal reflector. The bulb goes in there, and in front of it is a lens. This lens focuses the light like a pinpoint into where these things called shutters exist. And then the light comes back out through another series of lenses. I'm not sure what's in here. And that takes an image that pops out that's upside down and reversed, but can be controlled from this central point now. If I want to take and use what these are talking about, the barn doors, which are not near as efficient as these are, because they can't get far enough away from the light. The farther away from the light, the more intense the cut of the light. Sorry, I'm getting too crazy on that. I'll come back and try to show you that. But here I can control the light to a pinpoint source exactly where I want it, from right in here. And I can stick patterns in here, if I want to, that it can project around and make hard as I want, or a little softer and stick on the wall. I can't turn it on. I'm sorry, it doesn't work, guys. No bulb. But what that means is, like for Halloween at my house, I take a pattern that's got cat's eyes in it. I put it in backwards and upside down, put some red gel in front of it, and turn on a flicker box, and I got a house full of just cat eyes flickering all over the place. that's the idea. And it's just one little light, and they're really interesting, good tool to have to work with. The lenses can change the size of the pattern and stuff. They're different depending on what light you got. But as a concept, as a category of light, they're called ellipsoidals. One thing I hadn't talked about the other groups, and I don't know how I overlooked it, was fluorescent lights. They are wonderful because they're cool, they're large soft sources, and you can change the color temperature in the bulbs like that. So I can have a light that I use as a key source, which we'll talk about, and make that daylight or tungsten, the 5600K or the 3200K, at a matter of minutes, and use very little power. Only uses 4 watts per head, most of them, and the bulbs last a long time, and they're very cool. They're a very popular kind of light. LEDs are the same thing, but they're not quite ready yet. LEDs need a little more work. Okay, let's see. I think it's time to start talking about setting up some set here. What do you think? Yeah? Let's do it. Okay, we got a cameraman. We got a camerawoman. What we need is, let's see, I went with Barbara Walters last time. What should I do this?
Yeah, interviewee and interviewer.
Okay, but I want to name you because it's funny. How about Mel Gibson? Let's go with that. Which one is Mel Gibson? We got to ask you some serious questions now. We don't have much time to do it. Huh?
Amanda, Mel Gibson?
Mel Gibson? Okay. Bring your chair out here, Mel.
Jake, you want to do it? All right, cool.
Now we need an interviewer. Who's going to be Barbara Walters' interviewer? Come on up. All right. Now, let me ask you this. If you're in a situation, which is quite common, where this is a real life production, where you have to get into a place, get all your stuff set up fast, no messing around, no mistakes, and get the heck out fast at the same time, and make everybody look glamorous and happy. How do we start and go about doing it? Right now, I'll set the situation for you. It's pouring rain outside. You got to get all your stuff up in a hotel that they don't want you there and don't let you park. You got to get all your stuff up into a room. You have to bring everything you need in one setup and get it all out and have it all look good in an hour and a half. Okay, 'cause that's what happened to me last week. So that happens all the time. So right now, what we're going to do is we've got the stuff in here, the room, but we've got to make you look good, Mel. So we're going to set up what we're calling the 3-point lights, because that's the basic lighting that we end up using. To do that, you have a first light, which is called the key light. Any idea where that might go for this camera looking at you? Why don't you scooch this way a little bit? Okay, good. And let's hold that right there, and that's a good arrangement. Like it. Good for camera? Okay. All right. No, keep it how you had it. Like that, yeah. Okay. Now, where do you think the key light would go? It's going to be for you.
Over there.
Right here. This would be about 45 degrees off camera axis. And that's the standard place you put a key light. The 3 lights, really 4 lights, are a key light, a fill light, a backlight, and a background light to light up the background. All right, so we're going to start by setting a key light. Who's volunteered for me helping me out? All right, first off, we're not going to pop another circuit, so I'm killing this one. What we're going to do is, because we don't want to shine a light in Mel Gibson's eyes right away, we're going to use, I'm the lighting director, so I'm going to say what we're going to use, okay? We're going to use a direct soft source. Now, if I'm going to set a direct soft source with the tools that you've seen used here already, what do you think, how would that work? Remember which ones I do with the direct soft sources?
No.
Okay, the balances and the indirect sources are the ones in the ceiling and this one in the umbrella. I'm going to take the soft source, use a magical tool called a C-stand, and set this up about where I think the light would go. How this tool works, anybody familiar with the C-stand? Okay. How this tool works is it's got a bunch of different holes in a knuckle here, and you take different size pointy things, and you can put them in here, and they become your extra hands. So I'm going to stick this in here. Now, I'm doing your job. I'm sorry. Here, set this light up so it's pointing through here. Just take it up on the stand. Take it up on honesty. You gotta loosen the knuckle.
Okay.
Make sure you burn yourself. Okay, now take it up. No, just
Oh.
extends out. Okay? About there, let's say. And tighten that, which is the other way. Okay. All right. Oops. This isn't the best stand. It's actually a terrible stand. Okay, that's gonna fall. But all right. Okay, now do the honors. Hit switch. Ta-da! Great. Now, can you spot and flood it for me? Find the knob on the
I
right
don't know how to
side.
do this, just so you
I know.
know.
I'm teaching you. There. Okay. Make our source nice and big. We talked about.
Chris, you're the
A
greatest.
little bit bigger.
one to run it.
That's good. Okay, now we have some camera. See, we have our key light set. We're going to kill this guy for now. Alright. Let's see, I don't want to screw up the power thing, and that one comes from there. Okay, the 3-point lighting are the key light, a fill light, which you go 45 degrees off and be a little less intense. So there's some modeling in the lighting. A backlight, we go, any guesses? In the back. Separating the subject from the background. And then background light is the background.
Very specific angling.
It's
So,
basically ends up being surrounded by a ring of fire. It's the only way to do it. Keep it glamorous. So we'll have, like, let me finish this part and then I'll get to that. Remind me of that. Okay, so I'm coming over here and doing this here. You do it. Okay, now we have our 45-degree off. There you go. Fill light. Okay? Now, can you snap that on and off for me? We're going to take a look at camera. How that works? Just turn the switch on and off, okay? There's without the fill light, there's with the fill light. Let's move the nose. Gentlemen, can I ask you to scooch a little bit, please? Okay, go that way. Oh, one, two, one. Okay, now let's try that. Okay, now we got our fill light set. Can you snap that on and off again, please? Okay. Can you look at her? There, okay. Okay, you notice what it's doing? Now we do the same with the fill. Okay, there's our main key light, okay? It's not fill, it's key. There. The camera's got even adjusted that one. Okay, but that's perfect. Now we got a good key light and a good fill light. What do we need next?